Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series, What If? Khonshu Build-A-Figure Wave, Zombie Iron Man. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. Here we have on the top Marvel Legends series, Build-A-Figure Khonshu, assortment number 4 and up. The Watcher is watching. On the front, Disney Plus, Zombie Iron Man, a nice digital render of the figure. The Watcher in the background there. Marvel Studios, What If? Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Plastic-free packaging, except tape and glue. Hasbro print on the bottom. Includes figure and 4 accessories. And in case you didn't know it already, plastic-free packaging, except tape and glue. On this side, there's a nice render of the Build-A-Figure Khonshu with at least the names of the cross sale. Jimmy Woo, Classic Loki, Scarlet Witch Zombie, He Who Remains, Howard the Duck, and the Red Skull, each sold separately, subject to availability. On this side, there we have the Watcher watching Zombie Tony, Marvel Legends series. On the back, Marvel Legends series, Zombie Iron Man, a nice digital render of the figure and his accessories there. Warning! Attention, Octoon, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Any language, pie hole that is. Don't give it to the babies. Marvel print, small fine, legalese, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, a barcode Hasbro print. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole, and recycled print. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have the handy dandy tweezers to help us take a look at the accessories. And first up, he has these repulsor blast effects that we've seen a million times, even by the time this figure came out. And, you know, translucent plastic, nice molded details, post in the back. And there's 2 of those, and they're exactly the same. Or at least, as far as I can tell, they're exactly the same. So then we've got an extra set of hands, which are fists. And you can see it's got some nice paint apps in there. And lots of nice molded details as well. In and out hinge. And like I said, there are 2 of them. One's left, one's right. Again, that nice gold there. So, very cool. Now let's take a look at the figure. And, you know, you've got these blank eyes and this, I'm gonna eat your flesh, whatever. And, you know, he's got some holes in there, like he's rotten, and his nose is gone, but not his goatee. Because what is Iron Man, zombie or otherwise, without his goatee? Or at least his mustache, if we're going by comic book stuff. So, then we've got some nice gold paint apps up here on the shoulders, goes around to the back as well. Some silver around the neck, the unibeam. We've got all kinds of painted details in here. And in here, oh, look at that, it's ribs. Somebody broke Iron Man's armor, and now his ribs are showing. And that's cool. It's about the only thing that's exposed on this figure, except for the neck up. So, you know, there's that. Nice gold paint apps and some white paint apps all throughout. They did remember to hit those up on the back as well, and the back of the arms. So pretty cool. Now there are some stains of some red bodily fluids there, and here as well. And it's like the armor is shiny, and then where the, you know, liquid is not shiny. So that's a cool effect, I think. Now, as far as, like, doesn't seem to have any caught in his beard or anything. Maybe just like where it's peeled off there some. But just a great sculpt. And I mean, just a great Iron Man sculpt without all the zombie stuff. And I'm sure, like, I'm sure some of this is reused. Like, this is probably reused from an MCU figure, and then, like, the torso is new or retooled. But other than that, it's probably reused from somewhere. I don't know. I don't collect many MCU figures anymore, so there is that. Now let's take a look at his articulation. He doesn't really look up much. He can look down that far. And the head is on a dumbbell going down into the neck. So, let's see. No chicken neck, really. Little bit of waggle, which is good. Well, I'll say a little bit. It's a pretty good bit of waggle in there, which is good for zombie posing. So, he can do the full Exorcist. Shoulder rotates 360 degrees, and it raises up past 90. Cut at the upper bicep for a full 360 degrees of rotation there. Double hinge pinned elbow, and it gives you that much bend, and then 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist and no hinge. Repulsor blast hand with no hinge, go figure. So where the chest and the abdomen meet, there is a cut, and it's on a ball joint or half dumbbell, whatever you want to call it. Gives him that much hula. Gives him 360 degrees worth of rotation. He can lean back that far, and he can lean forward that much, which really, I can't tell that's anything. So at the hips, he only gives you that much of the splits. He can kick forward, not quite 90 degrees. With a little bit of outswing, you can get it on up there. So there is that. Cut at the upper thigh for another 360 degrees of rotation. Double hinged, pinned knee. And it gives you that much bend. Nothing in the shin. Then at the ankle, tilts down that far. Tilts up that far. And a forward-facing pin for rocker. He's got more range in that ankle than most Spider-Man figures do. Go figure. So there you have it, my friends. There's a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Legends series, What If Zombie Iron Man, with the Marvel Legends series, What If Zombie Captain America, and in the back, hanging out, the Marvel Legends series, What If Zombie Scarlet Witch. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series, What If Zombie Iron Man, with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee, From the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series, What If Zombie Iron Man figure, I have to say, overall, this is probably a pretty good Iron Man. And there's not a lot of zombie going on, except for the head and that one section of armor that's open and exposing flesh and ribs. There, as you can see it coming around. Of course, you know, there's the staining on the armor, that's kind of cool. And, you know, I'm not knocking this, except for by this point we should have had hinges in repulsor lift hands, or repulsor blast hands, by the time this figure came out, and that was not the case. So very, you know, that's a little disappointing. It looks like most of this figure was reused, except for maybe the torso and the head, and possibly the neck. And I'm talking about the lower portion of the torso where the ribs are exposed. But for the most of it, it looks like it could be reused from an MCU Iron Man, and it probably is. And that's okay. It makes sense in this case. The knees, even though they're double hinged and pinned, it doesn't seem to be an issue for stability. Now, over time that may change, but it is what it is, I suppose. The decal on this guy is great. I'm pretty sure they've probably done some Iron Mans with a little bit better deco on it than this, but then again, those dudes don't have zombie Tony Stark heads. So if you're into the zombies, then this is probably a definite pickup for you. If you're on the fence about it, you know, you may not want this one, and that's okay too. I think this is probably, at least look-wise, this is my least favorite of the three Marvel zombies. I don't feel like there's enough zombie there. Does that, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's the way I feel about it. It's just not enough zombie there. It should be like one sleeve of the armor should be missing or something, or maybe a leg or parts of the leg. I don't know. It's hard to get into Tony's armor, so maybe it makes more sense than I think it does. But, you know, that face sculpt, I think it's pretty cool looking. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.